Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is Sublimation 101. This is going to be the easiest sublimation how-to tutorial video you will see on YouTube. I'm going to be showing you how to sublimate on a shirt. Not only that, I'm going to be showing you how to get larger images for your sublimation if your printer only prints a 8.5 by 11. So an 8.5 by 11 is the typical size of paper. If you have a small foreign printer like I do, it only prints up to an 8.5 by 11, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to get larger images with your printer. Also, stick around because I got a few tricks and tips for you as well. So let's get into the video. When doing sublimation, you will need a image, of course. So I find my images on Etsy. So you basically just type in whatever you want in the search bar on Etsy and make sure that your image file is a PNG. You want a PNG image, PNG file for your sublimation. So whatever image, whatever photo you decide to use, make sure that it is a PNG to work for your sublimation. Once you have found an image that you like, all you have to do is click buy it and Etsy will send the file to your email. So this is what your email will look like from Etsy, and then you will click view your files and then you will download the PNG file. Not the SVG, you want a PNG file for sublimation only. I use Silhouette Studio because it's free and easy to upload and print my sublimation images. You will need a sublimation printer or a converted printer. If you don't know how to convert a printer, I will drop a video link down in the description where I show you how to do so. You do need sublimation printer for sublimation. This is your home screen in Silhouette Studio. Over on the right, you see the word orientation. You can choose from portrait or landscape for your page layout. At the top on the left-hand side, if you click this folder, this is how you open up your file that you downloaded. So you find the file that you downloaded, you click OK, and then your image should pop up on your home page. Once you click on your image, you can use the tabs around the image to make your image smaller or larger. Around your page layout, there's a red border. You want to make sure that your image is inside that red border. If not, your image is going to get cut off when you go to print. So you want to make sure your image is inside that border. This is the typical size, 8.5 by 11. If you want to use this size, once your image is inside that border, you are now ready to print. Once you click on print, you will have a print setup pop up. You want to choose your sublimation printer, but you're not done. You want to go to preferences. Make sure your orientation is in portrait. Your paper type is premium presentation paper matte. Also, if you go under custom, beside custom, click advanced. You want to make sure you click color controls. You want to make sure your mode is Adobe RGB Gamma 2.2. Under brightness, everything is under 0 for right now. I always use these settings. I only change the brightness and the contrast and all that depending on how bright I want my image, but I'm going to leave this image the way that it is. So now you're ready to print. But if you want to print a larger image, we're just going to move this image over to the side and we're going to change our page layout to landscape over on the right hand side under orientation. Then we're going to move our image back onto our page. Then we're going to stretch it out. Up at the top, you can see where you can change the size. You want to hit that unlock button, and we're going to change the size of our image to a 10-inch width and a 10-inch height. Granted, our printer can't print that big, so I'm going to show you a trick on how to print larger images with your sublimation printer if it only prints 8.5 by 11. On the left hand side, you want to grab this knife tool and then you want to drag it across a good spot. So I always go about halfway on the left on your knife. You see the numbers moving. Once the line disappears, you see how it disappeared? That means your line is straight, and then you let it go. So it cut our image in half. Then you want to go back over to the left and grab the cursor. Make sure you grab the cursor. So you can still see that red line in the center of our image. That means it's cut in half. So everything will move out of place. So what you need to do is go down to the bottom of your image and highlight everything up to that red line. Once that red line turns blue, that's letting you know that everything is highlighted below that red line. As you can see, the line just turned blue, so that's letting me know everything is highlighted. Then I'm gonna go up to the top where you see these two squares. That's your group button. Then you wanna group it. So everything below that red line is now all one. It's all in one group, so we can move it. The top is simple. You just highlight the entire top, what's left, and then you wanna group that as well. Doing this allows you to print larger than an 8.5 by 11, but you will have more than one print. So here we have two prints. Remember, whatever you have on your page, that is what's gonna print. So we're gonna move our first layer down to the bottom, and then we're gonna print our top layer. So our top layer is what's on our page, so that's what we're gonna print. Once you go over to print, again, your print preferences are gonna pop up. And we're going to leave everything the same as before, as I showed you before. And then we're going to click print. Now that our first print has printed out, all you have to do is move that top layer to the side off of your white page setup. And then you want to move your bottom portion of your image onto your page setup so that you can print the bottom portion of your image. Again, whatever you have on your page or set up on your page, that's what's going to print. So once you have your bottom portion of your image onto your page, now you're ready to print that second page, your second portion of your image. And then again, you click print. Your print preference is going to pop up. You want to leave everything the same as before. You will need a polyester shirt to do sublimation. So to sublimate on anything, it needs to be polyester. This is a CRICUT brand shirt that I got out of Micheals. Hobby Lobby also sells sublimation shirts with polyester shirts as well. Your shirt needs to be at least 100% or close to it for the colors to be bright and vibrant. The lesser, so if you had a 50% polyester shirt, it will look faded. So you want a high quality, high amount of polyester shirt for sublimation. Also, I will link down in the description other polyester shirts that you can use as far as brands that will work well. I like CRICUT, but they always have loose threads. Like there's always threads loose on the CRICUT shirts. I don't know why. Maybe CRICUT can answer that. But the threads are always loose. Not saying that this is a bad product. It is a good product because it doesn't bleed through, but the threads are always loose. Also, the other brands that I'm going to list in the description box look and feel like cotton. They are perfect for sublimation, so check that out. Now that we have our images printed out, as you can see, this is our first printout, the 8.5 by 11, the standard typical size of paper. The largest our printer will print, 8.5 by 11. And this is our second image, the 10 by 10 that we had to break into. I know it looks crazy, but I'm going to show you how to bring it all together. What you want to do is take your top layer and you want to cut the border off the bottom of your image. So wherever your image cut off, you want to cut along that line, leaving no white at all. You shouldn't see no white. If you see any white, it's going to completely mess up your print and your shirt when you go to press it. So you will need a steady hand to cut along the bottom of your image to cut the white off perfectly. Once you've cut all the white border off, now you can line it up on top of your bottom portion of your image. And it should line up perfectly. You do need heat tape for sublimation. You will need some type of heat tape. I will drop some down in the description. I use clear. There's all colors and kinds, but I find that clear works better. And again, I will drop that down in the description. But you just want to tape your image on the side. Do not put tape where color is. Where your color is going to transfer, do not lay tape there. You want to put a long piece across the bottom of the back, down the seam, so everything stays in place. Again, make sure no tape is laying where your ink is. So where your image is showing, Where you print it, do not lay tape on that because it will not transfer to your shirt. Then you want to cut off all the border. Not all the border, but some of the border. Get rid of majority of the white border, if you know what I mean. You don't need all that to press the shirt. So just cut along the border. Cut majority of the white of the border off. And that is how you print large images for sublimation. If your printer only prints 8.5 by 11, if you use this trick, you can go even larger. As I lay them side by side, you can really see the difference in size as far as the width. Now for the fun part, it's time to press. What you want to do is use that heat tape and tape your image face down onto your sublimation shirt. You want to make sure that you tape it down because it will slide around and cause ghosting on your shirt and it will look all kind of crazy. Again, I like the CRICUT shirts because there's no bleed through. Some shirts you will need to put some parchment paper on the inside of the shirt or butcher paper on the inside of the shirt because they bleed through. But CRICUT brand shirts do not bleed through. I press my shirts at 390 degrees for 40 seconds. So 390 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 seconds should do the job, and your shirt should come out nice and vibrant, like so. Look how pretty that is. Look at those colors. Again, guys, I'm going to drop down in the description the sublimation printer and ink that I use. Be sure to check that out. You need to watch that video before this video in order to do the sublimation. But again, the shirt is nice. All you have to do is put it on. Look how bright those colors are. Well, guys, that's it for the video. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.